Whew, okay, we're back, we're live, has been a while. It's not exactly how I wanted it initially. I wanted to do the podcast and start talking with you guys. I'm starting off in this way today, and we're gonna change it up over the coming few weeks, months. I just need to fine tune the applications and the software that we're going to use. Now I'm using an iPad that is for my work. Reason being that I don't have a webcam anymore. There's a bunch of processes I'm currently working on. So let me get open the live chat so I actually can see what you guys are typing, and let me share the live chat as well so we can have a chit chat about lightsabers and whatnot. The whole idea is to have these live chats going forward in the lightsaber Facebook group because that is the most fun, of course. And oops, sorry, let me pop out the chat and let me change something on my computer screen behind me. The reason why I'm doing this now is that in the past when I did these kind of live streams, I believe everything on my desktop was shared as well. And now I'm using just solely the iPad for the webcam functionality. It gives me two computers to work with, and it works better for me to have two different inputs where I can find stuff on the computer, show it, and at the same time use separately the iPads. The only problem is now I cannot connect the data up, so if I want to share images, etc., I can't do that on the iPad, which I could do on the PC. But going forward, I'm gonna add in the live chat functionality so we actually can participate all together and talk to each other. So you can join me via Discord and we can actually have discussions. Now I just realized on Discord you cannot use the camera. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. So it will be only audio, so I also want to have the actual camera so you guys actually can see if I want to present something or something like that. You guys can see that. So I still need to figure out what is a good application and something that everybody uses, everybody's familiar with it, not a big hassle to get into. I'm still live, yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is share this video really quickly so more people can jump into it, and then we're going to discuss some lightsaber related stuff because there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can discuss. That there's a lot of things happening recently in terms of lightsabers in this in the community, and there's some dramas going on, so we can delve into that and have a discussion on that. Gosh, it seems like this sharing functionality doesn't work. Let me just share it really quick. So if you guys have any topics that you would like to discuss, let me know in the comments so we can then go over that as well. And the timing will also be essential going forward because a lot of you guys are based in the US, so I will be doing it in the morning hours instead of the evening hours because simply it's easier for me to accommodate you guys than you have to accommodate me in a very different time zone. It seems like I cannot share the post at the moment, so I'm gonna try that in a bit. Anyway, so for today I wanted to discuss a few things, a few lightsabers that I'm gonna review very soon. The Return of the Clone Wars, that's a good one, we're gonna delve into that. And so let me start off with talking about the lightsabers that I will be doing reviews of very soon. Now of course the saber forged sabers that I mentioned over and over and over, those will come, already made the videos. And I got some good news. The I believe it's the Pack Store. Is it Ultimate Works or Pack Store? I always mix it up. Sorry, Aaron. I'm gonna do his review of the new Hero lightsaber. So I'm really excited for that because then I also have some comparison materials to the one I used to have from KR Sabers and Vader's Fold. So I have a little bit of an idea how this hero is going to stack up against those lightsabers that I've reviewed in the past. So I'm really excited for that. Of course you saw the video for the Vader's Fold Blade Master Shoto. I actually just maybe an hour ago concluded my order with Deanna. It was a lot of back and forth about the things that I wanted. I had some really specific things in mind, and I wasn't sure about certain aspects. For example, I wanted to have a really decked out Vader's Vault lightsaber. I've done it in the past, but it was more like powder coating. But this time I went a bit further. I went for the greeblies. I went for Plectopixel, of course. I went for some additional powder coating, and I think I'm nailed down what I was seeking for in my ultimate Vader's Vault hilt. So I'm pretty excited for it. So it will have some copper powder coating on the, of course, on the tin neck of the Blade Master Shoto, and then near the bottom where the pommel connects to the base, the middle section of the hilt, and then a black non-lit AV switch because I got blinky lights, so I didn't want to have like too much lights going on. I was considering the RGB switch, but then I thought too much light. Yes, there's a possibility there's just too much light going on, but the blinky lights, hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited for it. So I opted for the blinky lights. The top one will be amber, the middle one will be red, and the bottom one will be embers. Well, I wanted to have more of the fiery stuff like what I had on the Darth Alice Slim Coda. So I'm really excited for that. And now I'm speaking with Deanna again. I'm like, actually there's one lightsaber from Vader's Vault, actually two, that I regret I ever sold. Maybe that's a topic we can talk about it as well, like which lightsaber did you regret selling. But for me it was the Hero. That's still my favorite lightsaber from Vader's Vault. And the second one was the Acolyte. Really a surprise actually. Now I don't have it anymore from Vader's Vault. It's such an iconical, beautiful lightsaber from Vader's Vault. So I'm actually thinking about getting another one. And this time get the blinky lights, but just a tri-crease setup. Now I don't have the money at the moment, so I'm gonna take maybe a couple of months of saving up for another Vader's Vault saber. But I'm thinking I'm gonna do that because having reviewed now nearly 100 lightsabers, there's certain lightsabers that really stuck, like they stick to the wall. And for me, the Acolyte from Vader's Vault and the Hero is the combination that I want to have together with the Blade Master Shoto. I think that is the top three ultimate lightsabers. I have done, of course, reviews of the Red, the Fury, the Graflax, not the Brawler, the Legionnaire, the recently the one forgot the name already. Jeez, with the brass knuckle thing on the bottom. Sorry, I forgot the name. The Maelstrom, and then I believe one more. Oh yeah, the Havoc, of course. So I'm racking those up. I'm racking up those Vader's Vault lightsabers. But the ones that I just mentioned are the ones that stick out the most for me. Those are the ones that are the most dear to me. The Acolyte, because it's just so much SWTOR, so much store in that single lightsaber. Absolutely gorgeous. And then, of course, the Hero, and then the new Blade Master Shoto. Got some stuff to talk about, so that's really cool. So we're going to mention that. Now, that is the Hero from the Pack Store and the Vader's Vault Blade Master Shoto. Then there's another couple of lightsabers coming from Sabermach, including the upcoming Rebel hilt. I'm really excited for that. The what's it? Sorry, I keep forgetting the name of it. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I'm a bit bad with the names. It's just, I think it just has to do with the amount of lightsabers being revealed. At some point, some of the names I start to mix them up because some lightsaber companies use the same names or similar models of hilt. It's the sorry, I'm browsing here. Shadow Raider, the Shadow Raider, and there's one more, of course, the G4, which is the animated lightsaber. So that's really cool. Will come. Stay tuned for that. So a lot more reviews for that. And then, of course, I'm still working with my partners because now I have my own website, rebelchump.com, where I sell my own lightsabers. No, not my own lightsabers, of my partners, of course, which are YDD, Saber Trio, Sabermach, and the Pack Store / Wonder Force Ultimate Works. So I'm going to cover a lot more of their lightsabers going forward and different iterations they have, weathered, non-weathered, etc. So I will showing that more often, and it also ties into the website where I sell their lightsabers on my website. Now, the thing is, on my website I will be selling the lightsabers maybe for the same price or maybe just a slight incremental price. Again, the incremented price is just for me to cover the cost of actually running the website, because that cost me around $20 per month. It's not much, but I still need to pay it off. I mean, it costs money to keep it running. So I need to sell maybe at least one lightsaber a month. If I sell one lightsaber a month, I cover 1/4 of my margins are super small. I'll just be honest here with you guys. The margins are around $5 to $10 max. So if I sell 1 or 2 lightsabers a month, I can keep the website afloat without making any profit. If over time I sell a little bit more, I actually can put that money into getting better camera equipment, because when I did my videos in Singapore, I realized that I actually lack some equipment. The camera that I use to make the review shots is beautiful for close-up shots, high-res 4K, but it's not perfectly for the selfie shots and the vlogging style, because it's too heavy, too big, and the autofocus isn't great. So for that I need a different type of camera. It's not that expensive, but it racks up in money, and in order for me to make better video content, I need to buy more equipment, because it's really essential. It's really essential. Like now I'm using this iPad. I was thinking, okay, I use my iPad instead of my old iPhone, because I'm using the front camera, and the problem is the resolution is quite crap. And even on this iPad, I thought it was an expensive iPad for my work. It's an iPad Pro, so I thought the camera must be good. Unfortunately, it's also 720p. Not something I want to keep using on the website, because it's just ugly. So low resolution, just not happy with it. It's grainy. You see, it's like it's snowing on the screen. Just not happy with that. So yeah, that is what I'm doing with my website, and selling the lightsaber from my partners, so I can help to promote their brand. And if people, for example, want to have a lightsaber from them, but they don't have it in stock at the moment, I might have it in stock, because I have of course a certain amount of hilts ready to ship out from my end as well. So that might be a benefit there. And I'm working with my Sabermach and Saber Trio and Paxtor on different ideas. How can I further develop that? And maybe I get special editions. Actually, with Sabermach I will get a special edition that I can sell of the Makaze. It will have a different color schemes, especially for Rebelchump. So I'm really excited for that, and more about that will come soon. So that's really cool. And yeah, I mean, exciting times. Beyond that, the lightsaber reviews. But yeah, we can also just, of course, talk about lightsabers. So one thing I just noticed, one news is, I have to, let me delve up the news. So I saw RVG Sabers, which of course you guys probably know. He's a saber installer. Where is his post? So he posted something very interesting. So there's a guy called Matt. Matt. Sorry, I forgot his last name. But he just pulled off a Jordan Mall. He did pull off a Jordan Mall. So he was a subsidiary installer for RVG Sabers as a sidekick to help RVG out, and he just disappeared with all the commissions of his clients. So a lot of people now waiting for their lightsabers to return, or being commissioned, or getting the money back. Just like Jordan Mall, this guy went gone. He went to Saudi Arabia or something. I spoke with him in the past. Actually, he was a quite nice guy. He was reverted to Islam, and we talked about it, because I always I have a personal interest in the Islam. I'm very interested in religions, etc. So we talked quite a bit about that sort of stuff, and yeah, it just seemed to be a very nice person. And now he's gone with the people's money as well. So it's a bit of a land field with all these commissions and private companies or individual people starting something, and in this hobby there's a lot of money. I mean, lightsaber commissions $500-600 is on an average not really uncommon, right? So yeah, you need a few customers and you rack up a few $1,000, and if you suddenly disappear, yeah, I mean, you can make some money out of that. So it's an easy scam. It is what it is. It's hard, and that's why I need to just mention it, because just maybe help other people to be notified that this is going on. I need to find this person's last name. Yes, the Makaze, Gabriel. Awesome. Let me see if I can snug up that name. Fortunately, I can't show it on the screen, which is horrible, which I would normally do. Matt Brown, thank you. Yeah. So Matt Brown, I think that is his. He's an American, but he also now has his this soup is pretty good. Awesome. But he showed a picture of his passport, his Arabian passport. So if you convert to Islam, you get like most of the time you take an Islamic name, and mostly something out of Quran or something like that. And he took his different name, so now you have two names of that same person. You don't know, like, is it Matt Brown anymore? Is it I forgot his Muslim name. So yeah, he could start off again under a different name, but since this hobby is also so small knitted, it might be very difficult for him to pull it off again. I think he just disappear and is like, I just go to Saudi Arabia. I'm not really intent to come back to the US anyway. It's still scummy, of course, to do with him, but I mean, yeah. Anyway, what kind of soup are you drinking, Antique Ashes? So I got some Dr. Pepper. Now I'm cheating here because in the last 2 months I have stopped drinking and eating sugars and stopped drinking caffeine. So I'm only drinking water normally. Now I thought, like, once in the 2 months it should be okay, right? I mean, I still need to live a little bit. It's horrible stuff, by the way. Like, I really feel this negative effects of this stuff. Ooh, nice. Sounds good. But sometimes you need to, just let yourself go in a weekend. So I got my Dr. Pepper here, but I'm very, very much now trying to change my diet and lunch and etc. and breakfast and whatever. I want to live more healthy. It's just it's quite of a revelation once you start to calculate the calories, the sugars, the salts you take in your body every day from your menu, from your daily meals. So I was quite shocked. I got a bit fatter as well. You can see that in the videos. I got my man pap, like a gut going on. I don't want that. There's no need for that, to have that, and I just need to eat whatever my body consumes in terms of calories, and not go beyond that, or just don't eat unnecessary amounts, like now with the drinks and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty addictive. Anything with sugar in it, like, I have a hard time. Like, the last 2 months is pretty rough. Not trying the temptation of seeing chocolates everywhere, etc. But even in chocolate there's caffeine. So I'm a bit failing myself here, because I got some chocolate candies yesterday and today. But I feel like once in a 2 month in a weekend, it should be okay. Anyway, got some comments here, so let me go over them. I'm scrolling up. Who makes the best version 2 V2 by Jedi set? That's a good question. There's so much now in the market. Like, it's crazy. I mean, it's the problem is, what is the V2 you're looking for? I think that is a more important question. If you want to have the most accurate version of a certain movie or scene, especially, it's probably more like a scene, not the entire movie even, because with the Return of the Jedi, etc., no way in hell you can have. There's too many variants, so you need to be very picky about a certain scene, and have for that exact scene and exact replica, then you need to have different options. For me, I'm a more all-rounder. I just want to have the iconical overview, and I felt that Vader Vault or Evolution Arms did that. Alex, I forgot his last name. I think he pretty much nailed the quasi-essential of the lightsaber, the hero, for me. For the V2, I don't know. There's so many out there, and every year or every 2 years, 3 years, they come out with a new iteration of their own hilt as well, with improvements here and there. So it's really tough to say for me. There's so many different versions. I mean, it was amazing when I started to read up a bit, like the Yuma, and I don't know. There's too much. I don't know. And then now, of course, with the creepy uncle, and there's so much on the market. I don't know. You really have to do your own research on that. I cannot make a recommendation because there's so many variations for specific reasons that it really depends on what you're looking for. And again, it comes on down to money as well. The one from KR Sabers recently, I missed out on the hilt run. That was pretty awesome as well. I might go for the second batch, but I mean, yeah, we will see. I mean, there's too many lightsabers on the market. I try to review them all. It's just money wise, it's a big, massive impact financially on my life to get all these lightsabers. Like, I have actual, debacles and discussions with my wife, because I mean, it's not something you can upkeep. You cannot keep doing that. It's just extremely expensive. And I'm just, I said before, I'm just a regular IT guy. I'm just a service supporting guy. My salary is very minimal. Like, I'm serious. My salary is on the lower end of the spectrum. Don't expect me to be in the mid or high segment of it. It's absolutely not the case. So that's also another thing I will talk a little bit more later, but has to do with social media and why I'm so trying to cleanse myself from social media and that whole ideal world of people having. Sometimes they look maybe at me like, oh, how can you afford all these lightsabers? I can only afford one. The reason why I can afford it because I keep buying and selling them. Like, in my collection that I have in my home, I normally don't have more than 2 or 3 lightsabers at the same time, because there's no way in hell I can I can afford all these lightsabers. Most of my money actually just vapors in nothing. There's nothing I have. It's the shipping costs back and forth, selling the lightsaber at a loss. I mean, there's no money that actually comes. Well, there's a bit of money coming back, but if I put $100 in it, I get maybe $70 back or $60 back. That $40 just lost. It's just vapor. That was just purely for the video, and I hope over time I can make back that money from the YouTube videos over the years. So let's say a video that I made 3 years ago, I hope over maybe a period of 5 or 10 years I get that $40 back of the shipping costs, etc. And maybe a little bit of the loss of because I always sell my lightsabers at a loss. I never try to make a profit of my lightsabers or sell them higher price, so it's always with a loss. So I hope over the years I kept back the money that I completely lost during that making of the video of that lightsaber, and then the money that is still in the value of the lightsaber that is sold, I buy other lightsabers, and every month I add something extra from my own pockets to it so I can keep it doing it. So yes, I lose a lot of money. There's no actual 100 lightsabers in my house, but it's the only way I can make these videos. So that is where they come from. I don't get lightsabers for free because you need to understand this lightsaber industry is very small. I mean, there's 2 big players, Saberforts and Ultra Sabers, and then there's a whole bunch of mom and pop shops. They don't have the money. Even if they deduct the sell value of a lightsaber, it costs them still $200-300 for the lightsaber to make themselves, to buy the parts, to solder it up, etc. So they cannot afford to just give $300 to $400, $500 out of their own pockets, because they still have to survive. It's very small. It's a 1-man person shop or maybe 5-man person shop. It's a very expensive thing to do. So it's very little free lightsabers in this industry. I think maybe if you're a really big YouTuber like Shamim or something like that, then yeah, at times you will get some free samples, and that might happen. But I'm not a very big YouTuber, so I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. Some more comments. Do they have La Croix where you live? It helps me not to. I don't know what La Croix is. What is La Croix? I drink water. I just drink straight up water day and night. That's it. That's the only way I can prevent myself from drinking these sodas during the weekdays. I'm very anti-caffeine nowadays. Now, the problem is I'm drinking cola. There's caffeine in there. But the things that caffeine would do with your body is pretty darn bad. So I will have some withdrawals after drinking this tomorrow, next few days. It takes some time to get back out. I would have flushed it out of my system again, but I want to live like a lot more healthy. I'm not going vegan, but a lot more healthy and conscious about the processed food that I put in my mouth and the calories that my body actually need versus what is the maximum per day and etc. It will be very interesting. How do you sell them? By Goop. Now, I sell my lightsabers on the Facebook Lightsabers Club or the groups like the Vault and some other groups, and I put them up for sale. And most of the cases, it's with a pretty darn big loss, but it is what it is. I mean, I just need to sell them because otherwise I cannot buy new ones to review. So that's why most of the time I sell them at a loss anyway, because I need to sell them off fast, because otherwise I cannot keep coming with the lightsaber flows. And you guys want to see new lightsaber reviews, so that's also something I like to do. So that's the only way to do it. I tried to share this video, but for some reason it doesn't work. I want to share it in the other Facebook group so more people can join in and have more questions about the discussion. Maybe if you guys could share this live stream with some other Facebook groups, that would be awesome. For me, it doesn't work. Sorry, guys. Chris Cloud said we should cover holiday sale season. Yeah, that's a good one. So I live in Hong Kong. You guys know that by now. The problem is in Hong Kong we don't have any types of sales. We don't have Black Fridays. We don't have crazy stuff. And I'm so jealous on you guys. Mostly, well, not everybody here now actually are in the US. I think it's a good mix. I see Gabriel's here, and I see PCS, who is from France. I think it's a good mixture of Europeans and people in Asia at the moment in this chat. But people in the US really have it good in terms of discounts, etc. If I look at, because I like to collect Star Wars toys, if I see, for example, Walmarts and Walgreens selling like Black Series Star Wars figures or the helmets for like a fraction of the price just a couple of months later because they have overstock and whatnot. That never happens in Europe. In Holland, where I'm from, you always pay premium. Even if that product is already 10 years old, you will have to pay premium. It's super expensive collecting. Same here in Hong Kong. A lot of scalpers, so people buying their stuff and then hold on to it and then resell it for later for more expensive. They know the values for everything here because everybody's on the internet here, so it's really hard to find good deals. So for lightsaber deals, I hardly see them. Sometimes with Saberforce Ultra Sabers, again, American companies. But maybe, well, sometimes like other companies do it as well, like the Pastor and I believe Saber Trio did once. I'm not entirely sure. So it might happen. But here in Asia, we don't really have that kind of stuff where you have these kind of sales days. At least I don't know of them, but we don't have that in Hong Kong. Oh, you have it in Singapore. Okay, yeah, Singapore's more Americanized than Hong Kong. Maybe that's why. Maybe I don't know. Hong Kong is weird, man. It's a very strong mixture of local mainland Chinese. Well, not a lot, but there's plenty mainland Chinese and then UK British. But of course, it's not really a part of Britain anymore. So the ties are not that strong. So it's not like all the holidays and seasonal things from the UK are per se done here as well. So unfortunately I fall a bit out of the boat, but it's okay. Hey, what's up, George? How you doing? Armando says, PCS says, I got my custom Dart Malak lightsaber. Awesome. Who made it for you? Who did the commission for you? That would be awesome to know. Sorry. There's no more bubbles in it, then it's really gross. Armando says, I have been dying to do a Graflax, so I just ordered a kit from 89 Sabers and installing a Prism 5.1 freaking sign-in. Awesome, that's really cool. That is one of the better Graflax markets are now out on the market. I'm mostly only I've experienced now with the Graflax from Corband, which is meh. There was also one of the reasons why I sold my Graflax from Vader's Vault, because it was meh. And the one from the Pastor / Ultimate Works, really good stuff. I really like that. There's another video review coming up from the Ultimate Works, a crystal review Graflex. That's pretty awesome with a whole chassis system. Pretty nice. Yeah, that's really exciting. Hopefully you have a nice installation. Prism 5.1, from what I've heard, is a nice intermediate soundboard to wire up. So you're already very experienced with lightsaber because you do lightsaber commissions as well. So if you guys watching and you need any commission, check out Armando's YouTube channel. He can hook you up with commissions. Gabriel says, I helped to buy some sabers to help you. Awesome. That would be awesome. Thank you very much. Let me know. Just shoot me a private message so we can sort something out, especially for the shipping as well, because you're around the corner. Lacroix is sparkling water that has nothing in it. Oh yeah, the thing is about sparkling water. So that's what I did for a while. The problem with sparkling water is there's a high acidity to it because it has the bubbles in there, and the bubbles are coming from, of course, the bacteria that poops out into the water. I don't know how exactly it works, but the pH goes a bit higher in your mouth, so it's actually not very good to drink it a lot because for your gumdrops, etc. So I did that in the beginning, and you start to burp a lot because you get, hey, woo! Oh my God, we were just chit-chatting about Aaron. We're just talking behind his back, but he's here now. Joking. But yeah, drinking bubble waters actually gives you all kinds of gas in your stomach, and you bloat up in it if you drink it all day long. So I just drink plain water instead. Antique Ashes says, are you in the vault too? It's a Facebook group, right? Yep, I'm also in the vault. In the vault, the Elite Lightsaber group, the Saberforge custom group, not the official Saberforge group. There's another subsidiary Saberforge group. It's pretty fun, that one. And then another bunch of the whole bunch of them actually. Actually, for some of the guys, there's the one Facebook group. I didn't see that person for a long time actually. I don't know if he just had a break from lightsabers, or for other reasons I don't see him anymore. His lightsaber was called Anomalous something. Anyway, LDN says, face. How you doing, Paul Goody? Is your same name like me, right? You have the same nickname, not nickname, like a pseudonym name, like a fake name for YouTube. And it's always good to do, by the way, guys. If you use your own name, be cautious because privacy is a really important thing these days. Anyway, Gabriel says Singapore has a great thing. I would say, okay, Singapore has the sales. How you doing, Aaron? How's it there in the US? How was the typhoon for you? Because did there some lightsabers fly out of your house, or was it not too bad? Spas Bro on Etsy is a full Arcraft grade aluminum stunt setup. It's a good deal. Got it for a pretty nice deal. Okay, cool. I have to check it out. On checking out stunt related lightsabers, did you guys check out that new subsidiary brand of Vader's Vault? They have this new company called Jabba's Blablas, and they sell these stunt lightsabers with, I think, YDD soundboards in them. Interesting choice, but it's again, every lightsaber company joins into this whole process of inexpensive budget lightsabers, and that brings me to the next role. You guys maybe already saw today, but Saberforge just released 3 more budget lightsabers beyond the Youngling lightsaber. Now, I could not identify those hilts, but the construction of the hilts with the pop nails in there looks very much like YDD lightsaber. So I actually suspect Saberforge did a custom commission with YDD sabers to build their 3 new hilts. Yeah, the budget mark is blowing up. Okay, so Aaron says Hurricane was alright. Barry passed by and sent a few tornadoes. Lol. We're going to Baltimore Comic Con this weekend. Awesome, cool. Well, you're lucky we're not here because our hurricane in Hong Kong was pretty nasty. Everywhere broken trees, and it was a big mess. And even till today, they're still cleaning up broken trees, because I wanted to skate at one of the skate parks. There's a beautiful ledge to grind on, and there's like completely isolated because they're all broken trees, so I couldn't go skate there. So I was pretty bummed out. But a lot of broken stuff here in Hong Kong. Pretty amazing how big that hurricane was. But let me open that website. So it's called what is it? Vader's. Hey, how you doing? Vader's Fault plus Java. What's Java? What's it called? Gosh. I just saw a post about it. Did you guys check that out? Did you already check out that new Java, the Vader's Fault subsidiary brand? And did you check out the new Saberforge Youngling sabers? Because I think Aaron will know that. Aaron can tell us. Aaron, the new Saberforge Youngling sabers. They, to me, suspiciously look like a commission by YDD sabers, because it has that pop nail behind the recharge port, and it has a pop nail above the AV switch, or the switch, and it looks exactly like the way YDD sabers construct their lightsabers, so they can secure the chassis inside. Yeah, right. But the hilt actually has that Saberforge flair to it. If you look at them, they have that distinct Saberforge look to them. So it looks like maybe Saberforge designed it, sent it off to YDD, and then commissioned them with them. I don't know. They don't look bad. I have to say, they don't look bad. I'm looking at them now again. They look pretty good. 7-8 inch blade holders. So again, I think that whole 7-8 inch blade holder budget lightsaber range, a lot of companies are doing that now. The Makaze from Sabermach that I reviewed recently, they can color change to 16 colors. It has a basic soundboard, some flash and class effects. They're pretty nice. They're pretty darn good for the price. I mean, they're just lightweight, good for spinning, good for kids or people that don't really want to churn out a lot of money. They're pretty darn good. Pretty amazing. I've not heard of it, but I'm definitely interested now. Oh, you should check it out. It's cool. PCS, I shouted out on my Star Wars Instagram page a couple of times. You deserve more recognition. Thank you very much. Regarding Instagram, I'm a bad boy. I want to be very active on Instagram, but I just noticed that I'm so much juggling between my personal life, because I work from 9 to 6 in a office where we have traders. During my working hours, there's no way I can do much of social media stuff. It's just way too busy, because I work in the financial industry for a investment company, and just no way. And then I come home, and then I have to take care of my son because he wants attention. Of course he wants attention because I'm his dad. And then I want to go skate for an hour because I also want to work on my physique, can stay healthy. And then that little time I have after that, from 10 till 12 o'clock in the evening, I edit my videos for YouTube. So where's the time to make all these snapshots for Instagram and whatnot, and then maybe in Twitter and all that stuff? It's just way too much. There's too much social media to upkeep. So, but thank you very much. I will return the favor on Instagram. I just need to do it. I just need to figure some time and do that. Review Magic said, well, they could use also of the regular hilt factory, but customize the size to fit. Yeah, that's a good one. You're probably right, because it has so much of a Saberforge view, and yeah, it feels like, no, I'm looking at the Youngling Saber 4 now, and that pommel has that distinct crater that is like protecting the speaker that's inside. That looks so much YDD. And then the pop nails, but the rest of the hilt, it looks really typical Saberforge, the finish, etc. So maybe they have two factories. One is where they make the hilts, and one where they send it off to assemble it with YDD parts, or maybe they do it themselves. It's perfectly fine though, but very interesting. Antique says, sorry, my internet is really slow, so I won't be able to watch any more of the stream. Goodbye, take care, see you next time. You can always watch it offline later, no worries. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, whole bunch of lightsabers that will be reviewed very soon. I just spoke about the upcoming Hero lightsaber Aaron that I'm gonna review. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited to review that lightsaber. So very soon, guys, I will show that. We got here in comments that Rebel, I'm probably gonna buy another Ultra Sabers, either the Bane or Raven. Awesome. I got a lot of good positive feedback about the video that I recently made as well. A lot of comments about the top favorite Ultra Sabers lightsaber from a lot of people, and a lot of different feedback. But a lot of lightsabers that came back was the Prophecy. A lot of people seems to really love the Prophecy as a design from Ultra Sabers. So that's really really cool. That's cool, man. Yeah, keep coming with those lightsabers. I mean, super addictive, right? I mean, there's never... They're all satisfying. All lightsabers are satisfying. Every time you get them, they're super satisfying. But there's never that one lightsaber that said, okay, that's it. I'm gonna be done with it. If you're gonna be either the person like me or you guys, you go into it and you want more and more and more. Different feeling, different weight. Canon, non-canon, cartoon related, non-canon related. There's too much options, and we all want to try them out and have them and own them and feel them. And there's the other hand. I would say those are more the persons that are more on the budget end side. They try a lightsaber out, they buy one or two lightsabers, they feel good with it, and they move on to some other stuff. So that makes this hobby so interesting, because all the people that are in the Facebook groups, doesn't matter if the lightsaber Facebook group or the other groups, they're all people that are into it. Like, they're completely soaked into lightsabers. There's no point of return for most of them. And that is so cool about our community is, yeah, we bitch a lot, we have a lot of fights and quibbles with each other, but we all very, very like-minded. Like, we're really into it, and it's super niche. Like, it's super awkward. Not awkward, but it's like, it's so different than most other types of collecting of toys or sports cards or whatever. It's so specific. It's so specific to one subject. One, like, it's not just the movie Star Wars, it's just that particular thing, the lightsaber. Of all the stuff they have in Star Wars, we're all very much in lightsaber specific. It's like being into I don't know if you saw James Bond's Royal Casino, and you're really into collecting dices. That is a bit what we have with our hobby, I feel, and that's amazing. I like that. Gabriel says, I kind of agree with Chris, especially someone who can maximize the social medias. Yeah, that let's see what Chris said. Chris said, you should pay someone in lightsabers to help run your social media, to take some of the pressure off for you to offer them a discount of your website. Yeah, I can definitely do that. The only thing is, all the pictures, like for example with Instagram, are very personal. It's a personal vlogging video or personal picture you made, so it must be coming of me. I need to have that phone with me and make that stuff happen. But for the Lightsabers Club, we actually have a group of awesome admins, and we're always looking for expanding our team. So that's something we do. And for the website, yeah, the website is still very early stage, like super early. I still editing stuff. I still need to do the visual stuff. It's not complete yet. It's up and running, but it's not complete yet. Once that is complete, yeah, I definitely would be stupid not to consider someone to help me adding news on it on a weekly or daily basis, and help to moderate it. But again, for now, it's very, very small. It's mom and pop shop, and that is something that's gonna have to take time. I mean, it's gonna take time. And again, it's a very small community, and it's funny how much reach this YouTube channel already had, and I did not realize till I was in Singapore and actually started to meet some of you guys, and I realized like, okay, that is really interesting, because although I have just a few subscribers, you guys watching, and few viewers, but all the viewers and subscribers are drawn to, for example, that specific event because there's a lightsaber company there, and they all know the community because they're all this again, we all like-minded, so we know each other in the community, we know who's running that YouTube channel or this thing. It's so funny, and I recognize that it's pretty amazing that even with the small stuff I have, people recognize me, come up, and we had chats and whatnot, and it was really amazing. I have no idea. I had no idea that that would actually happen. I thought maybe one person, because I mentioned it in my video, and he's by chance there. But it was more than just one person. It was a whole bunch of people. Like, oh, okay, very interesting, and that means there is there's definitely everybody watches this stuff. Not everybody appreciates it, but everybody that collects lightsabers definitely keep their eyes, like, they look at what's going on, and that's really cool. Let's see. Yes, well, for Ultra sabers, I definitely gonna review them again. It's just there's too many lightsabers to review. So there's a few aspects when I buy my lightsabers. I also need to consider which lightsabers I buy, because I buy the lightsabers that are very popular, or I buy the lightsabers that are a bit less popular, that by potentially give me a bit more exposure on YouTube. Because you need to understand, like, Ultra sabers, there's a million videos on YouTube about Ultra sabers, lightsabers. To squeeze myself into the park of Ultra sabers is pretty darn hard, because there's so many people making Ultra sabers, lightsaber reviews and videos. There's so much stuff out there. You click on one hill design, there's like 1 million reviews. For Saber Force a few years ago, that was different, because you had a few big ones from me and Jordan Mall, and by the time I started, there was maybe a few more, but some of them already gone, and some of them are still there. So now there's only a few that actually making a lot of those kind of videos about those brands. So I want to pick up Ultra sabers, but I might just collect a whole bunch of money first, buy a whole bunch of empty hilts, and then, because Aaron is here, again, I'm gonna mention that I'm gonna buy his soundboard, a stereo soundboard, and I'm gonna review that soundboard in those empty hilts, so you guys have an alternative for a fraction of the price to get like sound, flash and class, RGB, super sensitive soundboard like the Prism 5.1, etc. Because I need to keep that cost down as well. So I will get the Ultra sabers. Yes, I will get to it at some point. But for now, I'm still try to complete my catalogus. Like, I try to close out saber forts. So having done around 30 saber fort sabers, 32 lightsabers from them now, I want to try to, for the big ones, from Alt Saber Fort, I try to complete one first and then go to the other one. So I have done the majority of their hilts, like 60, 70 hilts. And then Alta Sabers also have like 50, 60 hilts. And so you get the point. Like, I need to focus a little bit on one brand and then the other one. And Alta Sabers is a bit more tough and overwhelming, because there's already so many videos out there to find on YouTube for a review. So yeah, awesome guys, thanks for tuning the Lightsabers Club. That's really awesome. Thanks for this shout out. Yeah, it's an amazing group, a lot of fun. So this video is also a bit of a test, because what I want to do is a weekly podcast, lightsaber podcast. You guys gonna tune in and join in if you want, by the camera or just a microphone, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna have chit chats. We're gonna actually talk to each other about lightsabers. I'm gonna interview and invite people in the industry, and we're gonna actually talk. So we're gonna get all the big names in the industry, the big players, chiming in, telling their parts of their story, etc., etc. For example, Aaron that we now have from the pastor. I'm gonna invite him, and we're gonna chit chat if he's available and willing to, of course, and then just see more about what is he's doing, what's coming up, how did he start it, where did he come from, etc. And getting different insights from parts of the industry, from parts of the hobby, canon, non-canon, cosplaying parts, just having different ideas and perspective on our hobby itself, lightsaber collecting, and then we just have fun and talk about it. Because I think that's one thing that really misses. Now, I knew at some point Vader's Vault made one video, and it never happened beyond that. And that was a bit of the setup that I wish they would do, but they never put it through. Maybe in the future they will do it, but that was a big inspiration for me to actually think, okay, I need this. Because I also watched podcasts from skateboarders and rollerbladers, because I do rollerblading. It's just so fun to see the industry talking. It's so fun to see the players and the riders talking about their products, about what they do, etc. yeah, it's a good Iron Star Wars story. That would be good. So yeah, that is something that I really want to do, and I think that's important because this hobby is it's all about social connections, and people are looking for feedback. Like, they're looking for feedback about a purchase. They're looking for feedback about a company, because it's really expensive, right? $500-600 an average for a lightsaber. So being very involved with those things and participate in it can really help to make a decision and show the really good parts of this hobby and not the bad parts, which are the loudest shouters or the scammers or the people that being scammed, etc. That part we try to not muffle, because it is, we need to be all aware, but we need to show the cool sides of it, the fun sides, and keep this lightheaded and fun, and more and more people will join in. Because we're gonna need it, guys. We're gonna need this, because there was some news recently that they're gonna slow down a bit on the whole Star Wars craziness in terms of the movies, etc. Maybe that's good, but also on the other hand, it might slow down the amount of people coming into our groups or into the community or collecting of this hobby, because there's not much Star Wars coming out. There will be more bigger, longer intervals. I think personally it will be good, but for the hobby, for the community, it might be a bit bad, because it maybe takes too long, because new people coming in and new people come, because in this hobby people coming in, but also people going out because they just burned out with the hobby or just go do something else, which I can understand. I mean, the whole craziness of The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi has died out quite a bit, in all honesty, and I think Star Wars is not on this retour, but the popularity is a bit on this retour already. I can feel that. I can definitely feel it's a bit on this retour. So it's going to be a bit slower at certain cases. Maybe not in terms of the industry and selling lightsabers, but just as in the point of view from the community. But you also can see a lot of people are actually, like yourself, all you guys. I mean, we already several years in the hobby. We start to know everybody by their names. We know what they're doing. It's crazy. It's like an extended family. It's really amazing. So fun. So anyway, yeah. If you guys have anything else to bring up, let me know. I'm very excited to talk more stuff. Yeah, Solo. I'm watching it. Actually, I just had it open. I was editing a video, but I'm watching it now in the last few days, every day once, because that's the kind of guy I am. Like, every day at work, instead of watching TV, I put on the Clone Wars or a Star Wars movie. I don't know, it's crazy, I think, but I'm watching Solo over and over and over, and I just love it. I love the practical effects, I love the humor, I love the characters, everything about it. I love it. I know it's subjective, but you're right. They mishandled Solo, but I think it's more I don't think it's Star Wars or Disney so much. I think it's the fan base. It's more the fan base. It's I mean, there's so much crap on Facebook. They have those meme groups, those shit posting groups called Star Wars shit posting, and there's a bunch of assholes in those groups. It's unbelievable. And those are the people that really ruining the Star Wars fandom. They're really dividing it. It's like poison. And all the loud mouth shouting, bad talking. It's the internet, and that's the thing. So, going a little bit off topic, but that's what I said before. Is I try to, the problem is with Instagram is the amount of social media, right? I cannot upkeep it. But at the same time, I would like to slow down from most social media, because I'm really privacy concerned. I'm really concerned about my privacy, and secondly, I feel mental health is really important. Mental health is super, super important. I mean, I live now in Hong Kong for almost 10 years, and I can definitely see the trend evolving, where when I came here, smartphones were in the early stages. They have the iPhone 3GS time frame, so it was slow and the internet was still expensive and not very good. But in the last 5-6 years, the only thing you see day in, day out, everybody stares to their phone. There's no human interaction. 90% in the we call it the MTR. It's like a metro, a train. People are only fixated on their phones. If they walk outside, fixated on their phones. Constantly fixated on their phones every time they have some spare time. I want to completely free myself from that, because I feel like that's not worth in my life, to fixate myself to likes, dislikes, every new thing posted. I sometimes capture myself and I think, why I keep refreshing my Facebook page to see if there's a new thing in my timeline. Like, I keep scrolling up because I want to see the new stuff, and I think it's completely useless to completely do that the whole time. Same with YouTube. Like, after maybe every night I look what other people doing on YouTube. I need 30 minutes max. Then I'm done for me to see all the stuff that I actually want to see. And I feel like there's too much fixation on social media and acceptance by social media, etc. So I wanna completely go the opposite side and completely be off it, So, bringing that to the next topic, I will make a video of that. I'm gonna buy the new Apple Watch with cellular, and I'm gonna use the new Apple Watch as my phone. I'm not gonna bring my phone anymore. So, if you guys leave a message, for example, and whatever, I will reply by voice. I will not have anything on the Apple Watch to look YouTube or anything, Facebook. So during my working hours, there's no distraction at all. There's zero distraction. Going to work, going back from hard work, there's no social media that I can actually touch. Just me having a phone strapped on my hand, and that's it. I just wanna take a step back and just, I don't know, live a bit more aware of what's going on in this world. Another thing I'm doing, I guess you guys don't agree with that and maybe think it's weird, but I also stopped looking at the news. I felt like looking at the news, there's so much politics, race baiting, things that makes you upset for nothing, and it's every day the same. Some financial situation, there's some political issue, there's some this blah blah blah, and it's every day, it doesn't matter, it's always the same miserable stuff. Down the bottom is the same miserable stuff. So I'm like, why would I get hyped up about stuff that I don't really have to care about? Like Trump is everywhere in the news. Like, I don't even care if you're pro-Trump or anti-Trump. I don't care about it. I just don't want to know anything about it. And now I distance myself it, and I don't notice anything. I don't watch the news. I don't know what's going on. I notice nothing in my daily life. And I think I just get too involved before, and then like I wanted to know everything what's going on with trade wars now, because I'm living in Hong Kong, part of China. Trade wars with America is a really big thing. but I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care about it. I'm not looking into it. It doesn't affect my life, and I just don't want to get into it. I don't want to get in all that crap and all the bullshit. I just want to enjoy my life. And since I start doing that, I actually feel much more aware and happy, much more happy, much less depressed. So I think that really helps. So I don't know. Again, you don't have to do the same like me, but I personally feel it really helps me just to enjoy my family and myself and my own life, and making stuff that matters, like making the YouTube videos and do that kind of stuff. So I focus my time and effort on the things that are really worth it, and not spending my time on social media stuff or all that things getting hyped up and whatnot. Not necessary. Okay, anyway, we got some questions. I respectfully disagree. Probably the few that the heads of Star Wars that pretty greedy. Yeah, okay, I admit that. Yeah, I mean it's a cash grab. Everything from Star Wars is a big ass cow. Plus, who should not be named, Voldemort, had a lot of negative comments about her own brand. I don't know. Did she have a brand? Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah. I mean, again, if I distance myself from most of that. I don't even look at that whole Star Wars stuff mostly. I just look at the stuff that I find interesting. But I mean, I just enjoy the movies. It's fine for me. And whatever that stuff happens around it, whatever. So be it. Chris says, but I do agree there's a lot of poison fans. They're not doing the Star Wars fandom any good. Yeah. I think they're all people getting caught up in social media and everything that happens in the world now with politics, etc. The financial situations in certain parts of the world. I think people are just also having a lot of pressure from work or study. It builds up, and it's a very slow burden building up, and that's why I'm cleansing myself and all that stuff. I started to realize, like, it's slowly, you don't even notice it, that it's like a grip on your life. You get not miserable by yourself, but it's just you get sucked into it over time, and people just change, and it's easy to go back, but you need to let things go, and a lot of people are not there yet. Hey Jedi Shadow, how you doing? Icepick said, preach on, dude. No worries. That's just how I feel, and maybe sometimes I'm a bit too simplistic in the things I approach. I'm very easygoing with certain things, maybe too easygoing, but I feel like you only live one time, and does it really matter? In my opinion, not really. Gabe says, I see a point. It could be what's happening now, but I do enjoy movies, discussing theories, and exciting, waiting for the next movie to hit into. Yeah, me too. Episode 9. I hope it's gonna somehow mold all the plot holes. And then it's like, that's why. Oh, now I love The Force Awakens. Now I love The Last Jedi. Makes all sense now. That's what I hope that they're gonna do with the last movie. They really have to do that. But in all honesty, I'm more excited to potential sequels for Solo, because having seen Darth Maul, I mean, I need to see more of him. But I need to see more about Kira, because he's so hot, and I think the actor Aldrin, who plays Han, is fantastic. I want to see more of that. I love everything in Solo, the way they displayed Star Wars. Fantastic. More, please. Aeronex, sorry. Aeronex, sorry, Aeronex. Hey, what's the average lead time of Vader's full lightsabers? I ordered mine around 10 weeks ago. I heard the lead time was 16. Yeah, 16 to 20 weeks is very realistic. They have an influx of runs as well. They got their new their own Graflex. They have the Corband Graflex, and they have the Ben Solo lightsaber run, and they will have a new hero lightsaber run, and they have now the Jabba's budget lightsabers. So wow, these guys are all over the place now. So and I got my lightsaber commission. So yeah, but I would say 16 to 20 weeks is way more realistic. Oh, what's happening? My screen go off. No, what's up? My screen just went off. I need my screen to see you guys. Okay, here. So, I think when you realize that your purpose is and what you will help to be content in life, you can shoot out of all crap going on. Like you mentioned, friends, family, making YouTube, skating. Yeah, I mean, for everybody it has different values, of course, in life. But I really feel there's a death grip, and a death grip is not per se social media. It's politics, and it's corporations basically. They depict everything. Facebook, Google, they basically mentally, by so many psychological things they implement, completely nail us down. They know what we like, they know what humans don't like, and they just know exactly how that needs to be done. And they do it very gradually. They keep your hand, they hold your hand, make it everything super convenient for you. But you're walking into, like a frog in the boiling water. You don't even know you get boiled alive. It's becoming more and more harder to get out of it, and everything get more inconvenient. Like for example, I'm buying an Apple Watch, but how I'm gonna use the Apple Watch is not actually the purpose of Apple. They want you to use it with an iPhone, and you can share your mobile, your social media. Then you have more notifications on your Apple Watch, and then you can use your iPhone to reply and do all that stuff. They want to make it more convenient for you to have more accessibility to social media. And all your data is being sold to all these corporations, so they know where you are, what you like, what you hate, and they can make your profile, like a whole psychological profile. Sell the data to every different company in the world. Your insurance company will have data about you. They know what you do and what you don't do. They know if you drink a lot of alcohol or whatever. They can screw you over really hard, and that is really scary. And it's already very advanced. All these metrics, etc. It's not hypothetical anymore. It's already in place, and it's so scary because you don't even know where your data is being sold to. Every company can buy user data, and they can do whatever with it what they want. It's not per se about individually about you, what you did on a Tuesday, what you eat, but they already can measure it, like that kind of stuff. But collectively, they can make good profiles about each person and financially benefit from that in their advantage, and all these bigger corporations only get bigger. So reviewer Magic says, I just think you need to get out of Hong Kong. It's a stressful place, and the daily negative affects the body and soul. That's true. Hong Kong is a really hard place. I would say it's comparable to New York. It's just really hard working. Iron grip, because you need to pay off your mortgage, etc. Really expensive housing, food and etc. is also quite expensive. The environment is, there's a lot of smog and a lot of people condense, so it's not per se very healthy. You can go live in a village, of course, that wouldn't be that bad in terms of unhealthy, but it's just I think Hong Kong is one of the really harder places on earth to live. I heard Japan maybe it's harder. I totally agree. I think I heard a lot of bad stories about Japan. It looks really cool, beautiful culture, but if you live there for a long time, I heard it's really tough, and I see that back more in Hong Kong as well. It's really harsh. But it's going to be harder in other sides of the world as well, because Asia and China in particular is already so successful, and a lot of Western companies start to adopt more the Chinese way, and over time, instead of a lot of Asian companies or Asian countries adapting Western things, will adopt Asian things, and the West will adapt more Asian things as well, because it works better in terms of how you call it? I forgot the name. Anyway, sorry, never mind. I just lost my mind there. Yes, I'm still planning to move back to Holland. That will be probably somewhere next year, but we wait till the baby is born, and then I think around April, maybe August 2019, the plan is to go back, and that will give me so much more capabilities to make much more YouTube videos, because I will have a dedicated studio room space where I can actually, now I don't have the space, like I'm in this bed bunk. Next door is another room we have, and my wife and my son and the baby sleeping there. Well, the baby's not born yet, but you know what I mean. And then we have the living room, and there's everywhere garbage and clothes and stuff. It's so condensed and small. I want to make videos, but I don't want to show all the clothes hanging off and etc. And it's just it's just a grimy house, like we rent it, and it's just if it shows up on the YouTube video so bad, like all the bigger YouTubers, they have like this studio space with a nice backdrop, etc., and good lighting. I need to do that same, because I want to make quality stuff. I hate being sitting here, bad audio feedback, etc. I mean, I can do so much better, but just don't have the space. It's horrible. It's really haunting me. Like a lot of time I'm like, yeah, let's make a video, and then I set it up like here, and I think, oh my god, it looks horrible. It looks horrible. It looks really, really amateuristic. I can't do better. I can, but I can't, because I don't have this stuff, this space. It's just, I feel really locked down. It's just, I don't like that. But yeah, it is what it is. Gabe says, what is your favorite type of lightsaber? That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. It always changes. One time I think, oh, it's a curved hilt. Next time I think it's a Shodo type of hilt. Other time I think it's a lightsaber with Tsuba. It constantly changes. I cannot make up my mind. I can't. I tried it. Like, oh, this is the type of lightsaber I really want. But I have something that recurs. Shorter hilts, 9.5, 10 inches. That is like my perfect hilt length. A little lip on the middle area. Excuse me, like a tsuba. It's not a full tsuba, but like a tsuba. Like for example, the Sabermach Jane Karras tsuba, or another good the Pastor Maverick. Like the little bit of tsuba there gives you the good gripping area. Around 10 inches, 9 inches. That's the perfect length. Control box, I love it. I like the hero. I love the control box. Very unwieldy, but that's very Star Warsy. I have to say, I love Vader's Vault, but sometimes, like even now I have the new commission with them, sometimes I feel their hilt's a bit too thin, so I like the hilt a bit thicker, like Saberforge Apprentice line hilt. It's slightly thicker, like 1.35 inches diameter, something like that. Yeah, I don't know, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. I don't know. And you guys, you guys have any preference? Yeah, no, a generic lightsaber, that's the thing. No, definitely not. If it's like, sorry to say, like a generic standard alto sabers, like the lower tiers, definitely not. No, sorry. It's just too plain. Like, I want something more refined. Yeah, it must be refined. Like, I want to see those. I want to see those delicate CMC milling techniques used. I want to see, like, wow, did they really mill it like these kind of axes and blah blah blah. That's pretty cool, but I don't want to have it also overly done. Like sometimes, again, I have to say Vader's Vault, like the new Graflax, they overdo it a bit, and then there's too much stuff going on, and I think the hilt design is beautiful. It should be in between. too much stuff going on. It's not my thing. I know. Again, it's personal preference, right? It's all subjective. I mean, next time I might hold a lightsaber and it has all that stuff, and I think it's fantastic. I mean, there's I don't know. There's nothing to say about it. It's always changing. Anyway, so yeah, I'm super excited with that. I'm also super excited for the upcoming Clone Wars series. George is here, so he's a big Clone Wars guy, and I'm watching the Clone Wars now every day, and gosh, I really want to collect all those Clone Wars figures. There's so many of them, and they're so cool, and all the vehicles. I might actually start doing that because they're so cool. They're just so cool, and just over time, like you're not gonna buy the whole bunch, but over time, just buy one figure here, buy one figure there, and then slowly build up the collection. I wanted to do that with the vintage figures, which I will still buy from time to time, but the prices have been jacked up so much, and all these guys selling vintage Star Wars toys, they take off the weapons and the capes and sell them separately. So you have to buy a beater figure of maybe 3, maybe 10, 20 US dollar, maybe more, and then there's no weapon, and you can buy it separately, and then the pistol is like 20, 30 US dollar, and then the cape is another 30, 40 US dollar, making the figure coming down to 60, 70, 80, 90 US dollar for just a pristine and just as pristine loose figure. It's really expensive now, collecting vintage. It's just, there's plenty of it, but just so jacked up. So jacked up. Hey Nicholas, how you doing? No, we're just ending the stream. No, joking. We're just talking about all kinds of lightsaber stuff. So all the chit chats is still in the chat, so you can scroll up and can see some stuff we talked about. I was just saying that I'm very excited for the upcoming Clone Wars season finale. I think it's gonna be really good. Only thing I have a bit concern with, and I think some fans will not take it so lightly, or will also they will be bitching because it will not be in the same cartoony style as the actual Clone Wars series. It will be as in the I believe as in the Rebels series style. So aesthetically it will not look the same, and that's a bit of a disappointment because the rawness of the Clone Wars, the way that everything is drawn, etc., it looks really awesome actually. I think it's coming out on Netflix. Yeah, I think it's coming out on Netflix. There are no ETA on that, I think. But I'm also excited for Resistance, Star Wars Resistance. I'm open for a fresh, like, new anime style thing. I can look through it. Like I did that with Lego, Star Wars Lego. What was that called? Star Wars Lego. How do I do the junkers, the scrappers? It was really pretty fun actually. I like that series. I forgot the name. It was not too long ago. It was pretty good. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Lego at all, but I thought it was pretty well executed. So I think Star Wars Resistance, I think I'm gonna like it as well. Gabe says, have you seen the Saber Mount Iris bell clip? Yep, I did see it. It looks pretty cool. Again, hopefully at one point I have some funding to actually get one and review it. It looks pretty darn good. One thing I have to say, from what I've seen so far, people wearing it, it looks a bit big. Like the overall actual alloy piece is pretty big. Of course, it has to be relatively big because there's a whole iris sliding thing inside, but I felt if that's on a belt, a regular belt, that's pretty big. If it's on a cosplay belt, then you have to think about a prequel belt or Darth Maul belt, which is quite wide, then it looks pretty normal. But just hanging off your 1/2 to 2 inch diameter belt, it looked substantial big compared to a dark light saber lock, or what's that? Got one here. One of these ones. It's very small, compact. I don't know. Sorry, I have to take a zip before it dies out of the bubbles. Sorry. Here you go. And Nicholas said, really enough, for me, if you don't have a Jedi Sith, it's not really Star Wars. Not a big fan of just spaceships. Oh, really? I love everything like that. I love everything that's just in the Star Wars universe. I think that's why I liked Rogue One so much as well. It's just, and same with Solo. It's just expanding the universe, showing more of those alien characters in their natural habitats. Like, how does the planets look like, where they live? Because I want to fantasize about that. I want to be, when I go dream every night, I always force myself to sleep in an environment of Star Wars. I know, super nerdy, but like that immersion. Oh, you have not seen Solo? Get the hell out of here! Oh my God, go look Solo. Oh my God, he didn't look Solo. No, unacceptable. Go look Solo. Go look Solo. There, you can already download. I just downloaded the Blu-ray copy because I didn't buy it. Sorry, I'm not gonna buy the movies. I just download them. I pay a lot of tickets when I go to the cinema, so I'm good to download it. I feel. Yeah, just I love it. New vehicles, new speeders, new gear, new everything. I love it. I don't really per se need to have Sith or Jedi in their lightsabers. I don't think that is necessary anymore for me because there's so much now anywhere regarding Star Wars, the video games, the comics, cartoons, blah 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 blah. There's so much. And it doesn't have to be Star Wars per se. I mean lightsaber related or Force users per se. It really can stand on itself. Like a Boba Fett movie can easily stand on itself. Like Han Solo easily can stand on itself. Still very Star Warsy, in my personal opinion. So, I mean, it's Star Wars is already way beyond just Jedi versus Sith. I mean, yeah, it's the Empire, the Rebellion. It's just they've grown almost to an equal point that can balance the movies. Hey, how you doing, Ground Bear? Long time no see. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, I mean, so this going forward will be a whole podcast system that we're gonna do, and it will be live streamed to YouTube. But the idea is to have it actively in the Lightsabers Facebook group, so people in the Facebook group can actually join in and do the chatting, and then it's live streamed to YouTube, but it's just a live stream to YouTube where people can tune in, but the real power will be from having it on the Facebook Lightsaber group, so people can either leave chat messages, participate in the live chat, like actually talking or using the cameras together, and then just talk about lightsaber related stuff. That also gives a bit of a interesting flair to the Lightsabers Facebook group, of course, that hopefully people gonna like and then join our group instead and have that, and then maybe over time if other people that also want to continue with that same podcast can keep doing that on the Lightsabers Club, so we can have multiple podcasts per week with different presenters and people from that group to talk about something, and I think that will be very interesting. I think that will be very cool. So yeah, but then again, I need to figure a little bit out for what is the best way to do that, because I need to have a certain app that actually can tie in multiple stuff, because now I'm doing live stream on YouTube, but I need to do it either via Discord, which is only audio and chat, and then use a camera on my computer to also have some sort of a visual feedback, so you guys know what I'm talking about, what I'm doing. If I have a lightsaber with me, I can show it off, blah blah blah, and then you guys can do the same. You can also join in by either just the microphone or just by chat or even with the camera and show off your part, like your own lightsaber commissions or your own lightsaber or whatever, and then just talk about it. And there's just talking about lightsabers. And then maybe over time we make it a bit more structural, so we have like certain points we're going to cover, so it's not like all over the place. But I think something like that would be amazing. I think a lot of people love that actually, because that's why we like to spend a lot of our time on the Facebook groups chit-chatting with each other about lightsaber designs and whatever. So that's really cool. Yes, and setting a date in advance so people can tune in will be important, because it's all about participation. Without participation, you can't really make podcasts. So it's going to be a group effort to join in and participate. And I think that's the most fun going forward. So there will be something more in the US time zone, because that is where the majority of you guys are based at. Now, myself not, some of you guys in the chat neither, but we just have to work around with it. Maybe 2 podcasts in different time zone, one for our American friends and one for the Asian/European time zones. So we have coverage of the globe basically. Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. Yes, I will. I can do some more game streams for Star Wars. The only problem is Battlefront 2. I never can find any servers. I don't know, man. There's a weird bug. If I unplug my internet cable, plug it back while I have the game open, I can find servers, I can play, but it kicks me out after 15 minutes and I have to do the whole trick again. It's so annoying. Super annoying. But I really want to play that game, because the new Clone Wars DLC will come out very soon and I'm super excited for it. Star Wars The Old Republic, the MMO game, I really try, but at 5-10 minutes I have to turn it off. It's just, I don't know, I just cannot like it anymore. I don't know what it is. Maybe if we play together it's more fun. We can try that out, but on my own, no. Fortnite, I'm done with Fortnite. My son still plays it, but I'm completely gassed with that game. It was fun for a month or so, and now I'm like, no, I'm done with that. It was also not good for me, because I got like super nerd rages. Like I sometimes, you guys probably have heard that on the streams, like swearing and slamming keyboards and stuff like that. That's also one thing I need to be a bit more careful with going forward. Like, don't let myself getting so hyped up just playing a video game. I think underlying, I maybe have stress or some other issues I need to work on, and that's why I get so hyped on in these games, because I just get frustrated and don't know how to deal with the frustrations properly. Again, I don't know, but yeah, I try to be more, not like a hippie, but I just want to be more like, just enjoy life. So yeah, we will set a time. Just looking really fast at some posts here on the Facebook group. So I always like Dimitri Stock. He always posts really technical stuff, and he just posted something about Saber Force batteries. If you guys want to check that out, you can do that later. He posted in almost every big Facebook group. It shows the new Saber Force chassis and the battery that's apparently being unprotected. So if it's get below a certain power percentage, it will actually not recharge anymore. I thought that was very interesting to see. I got a whole bunch of new videos coming as well, and I think that's it's gonna be really awesome. I think you guys gonna like that. I also went back and reevaluated what I was doing with my videos. So I have a additional daily video. So it will be all done from this iPad. So the quality, unfortunately, for now is not great. But I will have a daily topic relating lightsabers, because I felt like there's this void. I can make these daily, I already make the nice edited videos, so I will keep doing that, but also I need something snappy, fast, like a 2-3 minute video talking about something and keep them going. And I felt there was a bit of a void on my YouTube channel, so we have those going forward. Every day we have like a small topic talking about something, and there might be sometimes a topic for you if you're interested in there, and then you can leave a reply or something like that, like just have a discussion with other people watching that video, because I do notice that you guys often have discussions with each other, and that's really good. That shows the that you guys are interested in talking about those subjects or want to know more of it. Always got a lot of information from you guys, like things that I don't know. So I'm constantly learning from you guys, like about something about specifications or costs or something from the industry or something. Just really really cool. That's I want to keep doing that. So yeah. Um, Going back to Vader's Vault, the Ben Solo lightsaber looks so good. I mean, I don't know how Vader's Vault is actually gonna pull this off. They're gonna, I think, I'm not sure if they delving a bit too deep in all these different runs, but just looking at it, like it's gonna be tough on them because they have the Corband Graflex, their own Graflex, the Ben Solo, the upcoming Hero run, and of course the existing lightsabers. Whew, it's gonna be busy times for them, and for Aaron Lin from the Pack Store as well with the Hero. Super excited to review that lightsaber. Really looking forward to receive it as soon as it was up for ordering. I ordered one because I needed to have one. I needed to have one in my collection. So far, everything that came out from the movie lines is just so perfect. I love the mirror finish on it as well. It's super shiny. It's really awesome. Yeah, the budget name of Vader's Vault is something Jabba. Jabba's Palace. Is it Jabba's Place? Jabba's Palace Place? I saw a topic today on the Facebook group about it, and I cannot find it anymore. And it was I'm picking now, guys. I'm picking now, trying to find it because there were some reviews of that of their lights. Prop Hut. Oh, Jabba Prop Hut. Is it a Prop Hut or Jabba? Jabba Prop Hut. I thought it was Jabba in it. No, Prop Hut. Prop Hut. So I saw some videos about it, and yeah, it looks interesting. It looks interesting. I mean, it's smart for them to go into that route as well, and not use their own Vader's Vault brand, because of course they don't want to associate Vader's Vault with budget lightsabers probably. So that's why they call it the Prop Hut. I don't know. Oh, here I found the website. I'll give you a like so I can follow them. It's on Facebook, Prop Hut Props. That's interesting names. Prop Hut Props. Okay. Where's their website? Oh, yeah, prophut.com. Here we go. I mean, yeah. I think, yeah. I mean, people. There's demand for it, so there's demand for it, and it was funny. Like, looking at their website now, they sell different lightsaber company brands as well. So 89 Saber kits, Park Graflex kits, Roman Prop Graflex kits. Interesting. Cool though, but interesting. So it's called Training Saber No Blade. So for $100 you get the Prop lightsaber. No blade included. Looks like 1-inch diameter blade. It's 12.25 inches length. Again, that's not really my cup of tea. I normally don't like the long hilt, except for the Vader's Vault Acolyte, which is a long hilt, by the way. Not really that much into it, but hilt wise, design wise, yeah, it looks very simplistic. But of course, that's what you're gonna pay for. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, for like $10-20 less, I can get the Maverick from the Pack Store. I'd rather have that because then I have sound, a blade, and the whole package. 7-8 inch blade though. So if you want to do heavy dueling with it, yeah, you probably want to have an 1-inch blade emitter. But yeah, for $100, there's no blade included. I mean, it's not a big deal. You can buy one pretty cheap. But Just read that the LED is actually just a 6-watt LED. Ooh, that's a single die LED. $100 with a soundboard. The hilt is actually also made by YDD. Ah, okay. So wait, I'm just looking at it. It seems like there's no even audio in this. Is it? Am I reading it wrong? Hey, Jeter, how you doing? I'm just reading this, guys. So I'm on the prophot.com website. So the hilt is made by YDD sabers. The LED is just one single die 6-watt LED, and it comes with a recharge port. Oh, okay. It has the YDD soundboard. Okay. But it's a single color setup. Interesting. For around that money, you can actually get the Saber Magmakaze, which has 16 color RGB color changing. Again, 7-8 inch blade. So if you're looking for a dueling lightsaber, not per se perfect. Yeah, $100 for a hilt without a blade, and the same type of LED that you get from a Ultra Saber's grab bag. They're not very bright. 6-watt LEDs. A single die 6-watt LED. It's not very bright. It's very battery efficient though. That's a good thing about it. You're gonna last quite a bit of time on your battery. Yeah, I mean, not horrible. Not horrible. Yeah, I guess the Mikasa is using I think they're using a I don't know what LED that is. It's some sort of I've seen them before with YDD. They have like this bulge length. I don't know if it's a quackery, because you can do color changing. I don't think it's a tricree. I think it's a quackery, because the LEDs are centered. Yeah, it must be for 7-8 inch. I think the LEDs are centered. But in terms of brightness, was actually not bad, to be honest. And there's the 2.5 battery lifespan on one charge. It was not bad. Gabe says it would be nice to share some Star Wars lightsaber news on YouTube so we can keep up to date and know more about the companies that are heading into. Yes, so actually I already made a whole bunch of those videos. So every day, as I said, I will make a new lightsaber videos, and one of the things I'm gonna cover every day now is all the lightsabers in the market. Even the ones that I not reviewed yet or already on the market for a while. I want to have at least one video that is basically a forecast of future reviews, potential reviews. So all the new lightsabers I make individual videos, cover them, discuss them, get your feedback, and then later on, if I actually have a chance to review that lightsaber, doing a retrospective on the video that I made before to see if I still stand with the points I made, like about the hilt design or the specifications, the price, etc. And then doing it in a more interesting way, so there's more videos going forward. Like, we keep coming with them and make it more actual. Because with this iPad, I can make it really fast. With my big camera, I need to edit it and blah 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 blah. It's taking me 1 hour, 2 hours to do that. With these ones, I can make them quick and dirty. So that's what I want to keep doing. Like, I want to keep short videos in the rotation every day. One short video, just snippets of information, a new lightsaber design, new product, voila, whatever. And then the actual reviews and the good quality videos will be highly edited, and I try to make that on a daily basis, but sometimes I can't, because they literally take 2 hours just for editing. So, and then that is excluding the rendering and then upload to YouTube, which mostly of the case also takes another an hour or so, or 2 hours. Could do soundboard versions. Yep, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Got quite a bit of experience now with the Pico Crumble, the Nana Biscotti, the Prism 5.1, the Crystal Shard 4.5 very soon on the new Vader's Vault order, and no Crystals Focus 9, maybe at some point. Really expensive. And then of course some other brands, of course, as well. And then compare those brands of lightsabers. That's why I really want to do that for the Asteria soundboard, because it's a really good soundboard. Just people need to get to know it. Like, people need to see it, need to see the potential of that lightsaber and all the features, etc., and have that offset against the price, for example, of Plector Labs or NAC, and then you will see, like, for a fraction of the price you get so much. That will happen as well. Again, time needs to permit it. GTR says, I'm looking at the Skylar NeoPixel on your site, saving up. Awesome. Yeah, so again, that's really cool about the website now, is that I will be offering these lightsabers from partners, and I think it will be very exciting to do that. As I said before, for Sememach, it will be the first company where I will actually sell a specific Rebelchump version of an existing product they have. For example, the Makaze will be a different color scheme, only sold for Rebelchump. So I'm really excited. It will be available for sale, I believe, on both the official Sabermach website and the Rebelchump website. So I'm very excited about heading in that direction. So I can actually show off the connectivity between the Rebelchump channel and partner saber companies, and show all their products, like all their capabilities, what they offer as services and whatnot, because there's a lot of information, maybe a bit harder to find something on their website, or they just don't promote it as much, or just too busy with the business side of things, that they don't have time to actually delve into some of the social media aspects that they want to, like YouTube mainly. So I actually can help that and show, like, okay, look, this is this company, they actually do this, but they also do that, and opening people's eyes and maybe spark some interest, or for example commission, or for example with Aaron Lin, if you want, you could actually reach out to him for doing a lightsaber commission. So if you have a specific lightsaber in mind, you can actually send your designs to him and work with him, and he can actually make it into an actual production hilt for you. So that's the kind of things, like, people need to know that, and I like to bring that to light. I like to share that. Icepick said, how do you think the Electrum Saberscraft Daitium 2 core soundboard compares to Plector Lab sound cards? Any drawbacks? One drawback, and that's the Bluetooth module. It drains the battery pretty darn fast. I tried to put it in deep sleep mode with a little flip switch. It just still drains pretty fast. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just my sample. But beyond that, I would say in a lot of cases, it's much more convenient to use than the Plector Labs. Plector Labs is all about numbers in config files, where Electrum Saberscraft is all about using your phone or iPad and very conveniently using the app, changing settings, like changing the colors, changing sound fonts. No worries. Enjoy your lunch. Take care. Go get a nice taco. Oh man, I'm so jealous you're living in the US now. Gosh, I wish I could live in the US. Absolutely amazing. You probably have a way better lunch than I had today. Anyway, take care. See you. So the soundboard is really awesome. A lot of configurations, very easy to use from your phone, as I said. It's just the Bluetooth module, for some reason, drains the battery. I don't know if it's just my module or maybe it's something else, but I suspect it's the Bluetooth module. Another thing is, it's not so much the soundboard, but if you're really keen on having a super loud speaker, the Electrum Saberscraft using speakers for phones, like mobile phones, they're not as loud. Still fantastic, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Electrum Saberscraft and I love their soundboard. I think they're definitely better than sorry, it's late now. It's like almost 1:30 a.m. in the morning. so you can see it all. Better than Plector Labs, in my opinion. Just the way how convenient it is to configure everything, and that is a really important factor of lightsabers. Like most, a lot of people, not most people, quite a lot of people buy a lightsaber, and they're not interested or keen into altering all kinds of config files. They're not feeling comfortable with it. That's why Ultra Sabers, Saber Forts have a application where you can change the values visually. The same with Electrum Saber Scrap, and I like that more. I like that more. Maybe Plector Labs, maybe Earth from Plector Labs at some point will actually have some money set aside and have a application developed for it for Android and iOS. That would be fantastic. And then with the Bluetooth module, we can have the same. But for now, it doesn't seem to be as focused, or maybe he's working on it, but it's still in progress. We don't know. Yes, check it out, the Prop Hut, and check out the Mikasa, and see what you like more. I mean, the Prop Hut doesn't look bad, to be honest. The only few things that I personally have is there's no blade included. I don't know why. I mean, I think it has to do with shipping costs and keeping the cost low. But it doesn't seem like it seems a bit weird approach, because a lot of these budget lightsabers are being bought by people that just want to buy 1 or 2 lightsabers, and they don't want to spend a lot of money. They want to have the complete package. They want to have a lightsaber with a blade. They don't know much about lightsabers. They just want to have a cool lightsaber. It's bright, it's sound, blah blah. This lightsaber is I think, no, it's not. I just said. I don't know why is there no blade included. Like, that is like essential for budget lightsabers. For higher end lightsabers, I don't think it's essential. For budget lightsaber, it is, because it's most likely the first and only product they're gonna buy. So you need to give them complete package, everything in there. So I don't know why they do that. So now it's a bit of a hidden cost, because now you have to spend another $20. So that budget lightsaber, if it's the first lightsaber, isn't so budget anymore. It's already $120 US. So without shipping, of course, excluding shipping. So that is something there. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. Icepick says Vader's Vault had the Bluetooth Rise upgrade, and they're using Plector Lab. Did they develop their own software to make configuration more easily? Still pretty new to the hobby, so I'm unsure. Now, I never saw a Plector Lab application that is for your mobile phone. They might have one for your PC, but I tried it on the Crystal Saber Core from Saber Forts. It's really shit, because you only can use it on Windows 10 64 bits, not even 32 bits. It's a bit atrocious, because you have to plug it into the USB, and it's just horrible. Now, if it's Bluetooth, that means your PC needs to have a Bluetooth module to receive the signals from your beep, lightsaber. Now, if you have a laptop, most laptops have a Bluetooth module built in, so that should be more easy. But if it's a PC box, like I have next to me, it's going to be annoying, because you have to buy a dongle for that, and a Bluetooth dongle. So, I don't know. I didn't see any Plector Lab mobile devices apps, so that's why I think the one from Electro Sabers Craft is really awesome. Now, with the Crystal Shard 4.5, one thing is a bit better now, is you have this motion the thing where you can turn the lightsaber and change every shade of the rainbow, and I think that's a really good feature, and I wish other saber companies also have that. Take care, Gabe. Thanks for watching, and thanks for tuning in. Have a great evening, and maybe see you next time. So that is a really good feature, because you can visually directly see it. You can do it from the lightsaber, and you can change it to any shade of the lightsaber. Just lock it into it, and then you have like lock it into a color of green or purple or whatever. I think that's really cool that you can do that with Saber Core, with the Plector Lab 4 Crystal Shard 4.5. Hopefully they bring it to the other soundboards as well from Plector Labs and other saber companies. Some other saber companies already had that. I think actually Plector Labs copy that from another saber company soundboard. I forgot which one it was, but I've definitely seen that before. Plectra Labs, there was another saber company soundboard that had that, and I actually reviewed one, and I just forgot which one it was. I think it was one on the Puck Store lightsabers. I think it was even a budget soundboard. I don't know which soundboard it was, but it definitely existed before the one from Plectra Labs. That's a really cool feature, and that makes more handy to do it directly from the lightsaber, so you don't need to use your phone, or you don't need the Bluetooth module in your computer, laptop, or configuration file, because we need to get away from those configuration files a bit. I think the more you can do from the lightsaber itself, the better, and otherwise from an app, that's just perfectly fine, because everybody has a mobile phone these days. So also a lot of potential things there, like you could have Bluetooth speakers for louder sound, and you can measure G-forces and stuff like that when dueling, and there's endless opportunities to use these mobile apps to I don't know, to further enjoy lightsaber dueling, spinning, whatever. Well, it can be worded, but in my personal opinion, it's still not the same as, for example, with Electrum Saberscraft, where you just have the mobile app. Everything is already visually coded in a GUI, so you can just slide things left and right. With the Bluetooth module, you could do that, but then you still need a PC. It's not like you can do it from a mobile device. And I think if you want to do something remotely from your phone, from your lightsaber via Bluetooth, I think a mobile device is much easier, like an iPad or an iPhone or Android phone. I think that's much more convenient than having to hook it up to use your PC or a laptop. I don't know. Personal opinion. Yes, correct. There's so much settings with the Electrum Saberscraft, so it takes some time to tinker it and dial it into what you like. I did that a lot with configuration files on the Crystal Shard 4.0 and the Nano Biscotti, and it's just horrible taking out the SD card, plug it into an SD card reader, configure changes, save it, put it back, test it. Oh, it's not exactly what I want. Do it again. Horrible. That really took me off from not configuring some of the settings, because like I don't want to keep changing it. Super annoying. But over time it will change. I mean, all this stuff gets smaller and cheaper. Like the Bluetooth modules getting cheaper and smaller, so it's easier to put on the soundboards or in the lightsaber. So we're getting there. It's just that phase we need to bridge. Anyway, looking at the time here, wow, almost 120 minutes. So I'm almost talking 2 hours. So I'm almost gonna end this live stream and then continue that next week, and hopefully we can do it in the podcast format. That will be the most ideal, so you guys can tune in and we can have discussions and whatnot, and I think that will be the most fun. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I think it was really awesome. I am gonna wrap things up and hit the bed, because it's 1:30 a.m. in the morning and I'm getting pretty tired now. pretty tired. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I see you the next time. Now I need to do this very specifically because I'm always mixing this up. So I'm gonna click this button and I'm gonna end the stream. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. See you.